Hey guys, welcome to Module 2, Habit. The promise at the end of this module, you're going to learn how to create winning habits and how to smash old disempowering habits. Outcomes, you're going to gain confidence, ultimate growth, successful living. You're going to dominate your goals. You lead from the front, achieve balance, learn to win. Another really key concept here is this gives you the power to create and crush the things that aren't working for you. Crush those old habits and create new habits. We can reaffirm our stance in this life. We have the power right here and right now to end it all. It's insane. Pay attention, take notes. The content in the PDF attached to this, there's so much critical information, so make sure you really go through it and reflect on it. So habit, what is it? We've heard of the word. We all think of habits with smoking and exercise, I guess, if you form good habits, but ostensibly, most of the choices we make each day may feel like the products of well-considered decisions, but they're not. They're actually habits. Now think about when you go to bed, you wake up in the morning. What's the first thing that you do? Is it grab your phone, go to the toilet, have a shower? Is it jump out of bed, make a cup of tea, speak to your kids, make them breakfast? What is it? Our day is predicated on habit. We typically do the same thing each and every day. Why? Because it breeds consistency and we're comfortable. This is just what we do. So we don't actually consciously choose to do different things each day. I mean, I'm the same. I get up in the morning and if it's Monday to Friday, I go to the gym at 5:15 till 6:15. I then come home and from 6:20 to 6:40, I do my morning ritual, make breakfast for myself, have a shower, see the kids quickly, and then go to work. Same routine every day. It's just what I do. It's habit. Think about your day. Think about your week. Think about how much conscious choice or decision making goes into your everyday. When you get in your car and drive to school or work, do you drive the same route every day or do you change it up each day? Even if there's 2 or 3 routes that are similar in distance, do we stick to the one or do we change it up? Most things that we do in our day-to-day life are bred from habits. So with habit, obviously like most psychological or psychoanalytical concepts, there's a structure to it, there's a phase to it, there's a reason we do what we do. And they call it the 3-step loop. We talk about habit being broken down into a very basic 3-step loop. First we have cue. With any habit, first there's a cue, a trigger that tells your brain to go into automatic mode and which habit to use. Second, we have the routine. The routine can be physical, mental, or emotional. And then the reward. The reward is what you get after fulfilling that, which helps your brain figure out that if this particular loop is worth remembering for the future. Okay, now think about it. If you're at work and you're bored, or think about if you're at work and you're not bored, but think about all of a sudden you're at work and then you go, I'm going to go and get a muffin. So then you go, you get a muffin, you come back to your desk, and you feel good. That's the reward, right? The muffin's your reward. Now, what's the cue in that process? What was the trigger? Were you hungry? Were you bored? Were you craving sugar? What was it for you? So then the routine is obviously you going and seeking out the food, the muffin, and then the reward is you get the muffin. But what part of that are you actually wanting? Now, the way to test it is change it up. Tomorrow at work, when you think, I want to go and get a muffin, do something different. Go down the hallway and chat to a colleague. Do it for 15 minutes. Same length of time that it takes to go and get a muffin. Come back, sit at your desk, and see if you feel good still. If you get back to your desk and you feel good, just as good as you would have if you had a muffin, then you know that the habit that you've built, it's not for food because you're hungry, it's not for sugar, it's out of boredom or you just want a break. So it's not about the muffins. That's a big one for weight loss. Are you actually hungry or are you bored and frustrated so your automatic habit is to go get food? Test it out. Do something different and see if you get the same reward or same response. is pretty powerful, especially in, as I said, food, health, and fitness. Craving and anticipation play a huge part in habit forming. There's a reason that donut stores have nice smells that come out. We smell it, our brain goes into, oh, sugar, craving. All of a sudden, we feel like a donut. What do? We go and get one and eat one. It's the craving. Your body and your mind subconsciously creates this craving. So then you go and do it. So then every time you walk past, it now becomes habit. Smell is the cue. Process is the getting. Reward is the donut. Craving plays a huge part in it. Same as cigarettes. That's why they have so many adverts, or they used to have so many adverts for it. You see an advert for it, it triggers off a mental response. You go, geez, I feel like a cigarette now. What do? You go and have one. Alcohol. Training's the same. Like fitness, it's not just disempowering habits, but empowering habits is the same. When you see fit people, it triggers a response. Yeah, that's right. Fitness, that must feel good, or that's cool. Yep, bang, you all of a sudden you go, I'm going to train. You're inspired, you're motivated, you have a craving to then train. And we know that what happens when you train is it releases endorphins, so we know that you do get a natural high. So just as much as disempowering habits have a craving, and they form then habit, so does good empowering things like training, because we know it makes you feel good. It gives you a high at the end of it. People get addicted to this. You start to crave that high. You start to anticipate how good you're going to feel after the workout. So you go and work out, and then you feel good, and you just continuously keep feeding this habit loop. Now, one point to remember is you can't extinguish a bad habit. You can only change it. That habit with the muffin and the water, you're not extinguishing that habit, but you're changing it. You're changing it for the better. Instead of eating a muffin or chocolate, you're going for a walk for 15 minutes because you weren't actually hungry. You're just going and getting that muffin because you were bored. So now at work, when you're bored, you get up and you chat. Or when you're bored, if you're at home, do 150 push-ups. All of a sudden, you're changing the habit from going and eating something that you're not hungry with, doing something cool like 150 push-ups, having a conversation, having a glass of water, whatever it is for you. Identify the main cause of this, the cue of the habit. Look at that. What am I actually wanting? What am I thinking that I'm wanting, but I'm not? So how can I change this? I can't extinguish it, but I'm going to change it. If we can create and look at all those disempowering habits and turn it into a positive empowering habit, think of how better your life will be. Your habit could be when you get into a confrontation with someone, you tend to shout and get angry. Let's change that. There's so many ways in which we can change our habits. It's incredible. But first, we have to know that they exist. And secondly, we have to know that they exist, first and foremost. Secondly, for habits to permanently change, you've got to believe that change is feasible. You have to have a 100% firm understanding and belief that you can create it. And health's a big one. Health is like one of the biggest inhibitors of people in this world. That's why we have so much obesity, so much lack of self-love, so much lack of confidence, so much lack of disempowerment. The first step is people don't realize they can make this change. They don't realize that they can change their body through their mindset forever. You have to be absolutely committed and believing that you can change. Once you absolutely commit and believe to change, then you know what? You can recreate all the habits that are killing you, all these habits that are making you feel so shocking and bad. It's really powerful. So my advice is at the end of this, go through the PDF because it goes into a lot more depth. And start to identify those things. Do it tonight, do it tomorrow. Those things that you wake up and you do automatically. There's a reason people live in mediocrity. Sometimes I call it this automatic mediocrity because they don't even realize what people are doing because they're just on this automatic. They're on autopilot. People are killing themselves each and every day because they're on this autopilot. Start to become aware of what you're doing and then ask the question, why am I doing this? This is the first step in changing and recreating your habits. Anyway, guys, it's really powerful. Habits, they make up every part of our life. Go through this a number of times. Ask yourself questions. Reflect on what and how and why you think you're doing what you're doing. Go through the content. Do the exercises. Let's create some epic winning habits.